Good morning. Welcome back to our weekly professional insights where we feature a different financial professional within the network to help you, the viewer, see how a coordinated financial team can turn your plans from good to great. This morning, we've got Kevin Petitte, managing partner at Freedom Benefits Group. We're going to dive into employee benefits, what they are, how to maximize them, what a broker does. So thank you for being here this morning, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Well, hey, buddy, we've talked about this quite a bit, but let's kind of jump into this first question here. Explain the role of a benefits broker, what you do in helping business owners navigate the healthcare benefit space.
We try to take one of the largest costs of doing business and managing it in a way that does not affect the benefits of their individual employees. So an employer has a lot of bills to pay, but the biggest one is healthcare. So our job is to try to find the best plan to fit their needs without giving up benefits and making sure their key employees will stick around because their benefit package is so strong.
Now, Kevin, I know that there's a lot of this a misconception between people that sell healthcare, people that sell life insurance. There's always this misconception that there's an additional cost. Shed some light on what does it cost a business owner to utilize you for your expertise?
It really doesn't cost them anything other than time. We want to sit there and evaluate their current situation, how their business is being handled, what challenges they might have, what type of services they offer, and really get into the gritty part of what they do as a business owner, and then come back with an analysis of their current situation based on what we can do to make what better looks like.
So as you work with business owners, right, you're in this every day. What are some of the significant changes in the healthcare landscape right now that business owners should be aware of?
Choice of doctors. This is
Okay.
a big pet peeve that people have. They want to have their own choice of doctors, not have to change their doctors every time a plan is being changed. Um, Financially, the premiums are very high. So lowering those premiums is important, but if you lower something, you're giving up something. And we don't want them to have to give up something just because they're lowering the cost of doing business.
Okay, so when you look at that cost of doing business, what are some of the key factors business owners should be considering when selecting their healthcare plan for those employees?
Again, it goes back to doctor hospital network,
Okay.
um, getting access to the doctors they need. In our world, we want to make sure that the employee is getting services on a daily, weekly basis. We don't want them to be deterred from actually getting the healthcare they need, so we don't have a catastrophic event down the road because we weren't having the access to get routine care that's actually readily available to the employee.
So Kevin, that's a challenge right now because aren't there some states where some employee or healthcare providers are pulling out or not giving the benefits?
I wouldn't say as much as the healthcare plans are being pulled out. It's the doctor hospital groups are dropping insurance plans.
Okay, so
So
let's
you
dig
might
into
have
that. What does that mean?
a large regional healthcare facility that
Okay.
provides service to people in a county or 3-town radius. They might have a very large notable doctor's office or notable hospital. Well, if your plan does not have that doctor hospital in the network, you have to go somewhere else. And
Yeah.
this is the big challenge. Your largest healthcare facilities now realize that they need to choose the right healthcare plan that pays them in a timely manner as well.
Interesting. So is this, and this is kind of a little bit off topic and a little bit into the weeds here. Are we seeing a consolidation? I mean, meaning are the large healthcare groups starting to consume the smaller healthcare groups, or is it just these benefits are kind of going away?
No, the larger health groups are consuming the smaller health groups to create a bigger box, for the lack of better words, where you have a hospital connected to a doctor's group, which is connected to a surgery center, which is connected to a specialist.
Okay.
Those are all great access. But if your healthcare plan does not cover it, then the patient loses at the end of the day.
So is this going to eliminate the abundance of choices that somebody has or like an employer has, or is it going to make it better for the employer to provide these benefits for the employees?
It's actually going to limit the employer from choosing the proper plans that are out there in the network. There's 4 different types of plans out there: EPO, POS, HMO, PPO. Believe it or not, depending on what network provider plan you choose, is where your premium is going to be based on.
Okay. So how can employers, as they move through this, how can employers look at these different plans and then effectively manage the ROI of these benefits? Or is there a way to manage the ROI of these benefits?
The present way of things are doing business and the way things are being done right now probably won't change. The employers are not looking at that way of doing business. They're trusting their broker to bring a plan to them that's
Okay.
going to be affordable. And then from there, the employee has to make a choice on what direction they need to go in.
Interesting. So, I mean, and I understand there's really no rate of return on healthcare, right? It is almost a sunk cost.
No, there is a return on their investment, and this is what separates us from everyone else.
Gotcha.
The return and the advantages are competitive recruiting.
Okay.
Obviously, a better benefit package is going to recruit more people. Um, Slow down turnover. Less people are going to possibly leave your business because the benefit package is so strong. Um, the way our plan is set up, since we have a big, uh, we call a concierge program, where we're getting the information about the patient before the patient actually is being sick or looking for a catastrophic event down the road. We're eliminating some of that work time that would be lost if a catastrophic event happened. So there is a return on investment for the employer. He just has to understand what that return on investment would be.
So, Kevin, I'm going to push back a little bit because I've heard this for years, right? About attract and retain employees. And I understand that not everybody offers employee benefits. But let's just say on one side, the employee doesn't really know really what the benefits mean other than I get to go to a doctor. But if everybody has employee benefits, right, then how is that a determining factor for attracting and retaining clients if everybody has it?
Well, everybody can't have, you can take 10 companies, all have employee benefits.
Okay.
However, just because you have employee benefit package does not mean it meets the actual patient or the employee's needs. And that's the big difference, is the needs of the employee. Most employees want to go to the specific doctor, specific hospital, but your best plans out there are only the ones that have them in network, which are the most expensive. This goes back to the employer's challenge now. Do I want to have my largest bill be in my healthcare plan, or do I want my largest bill to be generating more business for my business? So
I think that's a conversation, like a whole separate conversation, right? Because there's all kinds of things in my head going on right now. Is that are employees really interviewing the employer based off of the benefits? And I'm not asking you to answer that because great, that's off in the weeds. But it's just, it creates some pitfalls for the business owners regarding these benefits. Because how do they determine what every employee is going to need, or how do they manage these plans to attract that key employee? Because a VP of something or a sales manager is going to have different needs than necessarily, say, a line worker if it's manufacturing. So how do they manage these benefits to attract a broad base of employees?
they're not. They're
That's
just
fair.
not. Um, they're relying on that broker to come in and bring them a plan. But again, it still comes down to, I'm the owner. I'm going to get a Rolls Royce plan. I'm going to get a Cadillac type of plan, and then give my employees whatever they possibly can get. Hence the reason why you see the big boxes out there when you have 9 different plans underneath one umbrella.
Mm.
And it's all playing the game of copay, co-insurance, doctor hospital network, and a combination of all four, and bringing you a plan that fits your lifestyle.
Okay. And Kevin, you mentioned that, because I've worked with companies that have 5 or 6 different options, right? Back in the day. And so as a business owner, how can they effectively get information about all of these plans? And I know that there's you, but there's still this paradigm shift that business owners need to get over to even talk to somebody like you. But as a business owner, I'm sitting in my office right now. I don't know where to turn. How do I get information that I need to make that informed decision?
I think they take more time to pick out a tie than they do to pick out a healthcare plan sometimes.
I love it.
And the reason why I say that is because the market is so clogged with unnecessary information and more fluff, that an owner of the company does not really understand what direction to go into. So they have 2 choices. One is they can go and just hire a broker to come in, pay them a lot of money, and the broker goes out and finds 3 different companies. And of those 3 companies, the employer takes one of the 3. Um, Another way he could do it is he can just say, "Hey, I'm not going to offer health care. I need you to go to Affordable Care Act and go online and just order on your own." But there really is not a lot of thought that goes behind them choosing a healthcare plan, because right now they only know one way. The second way is the way that we're trying to bring it to the table, where we're going to sit there and we're going to evaluate the current situation, explain them that we're going to check all the boxes they need to check off when it comes to deductible, copay, co-insurance, premium, and doctor hospital network. There's where the big challenge is for the small, the medium-sized business owner. They just don't have the time to pick out a healthcare plan other than the plan that fits their family themselves.
Gotcha. Now, when we've been on different calls, Kevin, I always tease you about your story and introducing you. And so one of the benefits, at least with what you do and that I've found, is you really dig into the situation and look at it on a cost-effective basis. How important is it for you to have that team around you, other financial professionals, to help you provide that clarity to business owners?
It's probably everything. The people that we surround ourselves, or you help surround us around, has the insights of what the employer is looking for. So when you look at our product, it could be a commodity, but it's really not once you peel the onion back. But it starts off as a commodity. When you start looking at the network around us and they see things the same way we see it, information can be conveyed a little bit stronger to the owner of the company, saying, "Hey, this is your second largest cost of doing business. However, you still need new tractors, and you need more employees, and you need more inventory. Where are you going to find that money?" So
Yep.
by them understanding the ins and outs of the business, we'll open up a door for them to actually give them a cost-effective savings plan to give them that freed up access to funds so they can purchase those things for their for their business to grow at a higher level, a faster level. Um, as example, um, I have a small plumbing company with 25 employees. Um, they were actually needing help with a bookkeeper, but he could not find the funds to cover for the bookkeeper. We came in, did a cost analysis of the current situation. We showed him a benefit package that was better than the benefit package he was offering his employees, and we had a $95,000 a year savings. And it was a hard dollar savings. He took that $95,000 and used some of it and hired a bookkeeper and also hired an accountant.
So how
So it
often
comes
should a
full
business
circle.
owner be evaluating that, Kevin? Should they be evaluating their benefits every year?
They should be evaluating every 6 months,
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
because, and I'll give you a good reason why that is. Here in Florida, we have a very large doctor hospital network. After open enrollment came, they dropped 80% of those healthcare plans.
Mm.
So, as an employee or a consumer, I might never need my healthcare plan until the ninth, 10th month, and then find
Yep.
out that I cannot go to my doctor. That's the worst time to find that out. So, if these employers would evaluate their current situation on a 6-month basis, even evaluate us, it's going to give them a better position not only for their employees but for their financial position for their business.
Interesting. Well, Kevin, I know we could go on. I want to respect your time. Thank you so much for being here, Kevin. We really appreciate it. We'll get you back on. I know there's a lot of topics we can go through. A lot of great information. Please hit that like and subscribe button on the bottom. Kevin's information is down there as well. If you want to reach out, ask any questions, his website's there. Please put questions down in the comments. Let us know how we can help you. But Kevin, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.